baby, we have got a state semifinal here for you on Zaleski Sports. Jason Zaleski and Paul Jaglinski here as we bring you our pregame show. And this, Paul, I think it's going to be fun. It's a Division 5 semifinal. We won't know the pairings until tomorrow morning. We'll get back to that, though, in just a minute. But this is Assumption and Thorp. It's the 1 versus the 4, and the top-seeded Assumption Royals make their 6th overall appearance at the state tournament. The first since 2018. The Royals were D3 champions in their first trip back in 2001, Division 4 title in 2005. They took the Merriwood South Championship this year, and they earned their return to the state semifinals with a 4-0 shutout over Blair Taylor. And we'll bring Paul Jaglinski in. You were there for that game, so your memories of that 4-0 win over Blair Taylor last week on, Thursday?
Couple things for those at home listening and those watching the Royals to be aware of. First of all, number 22, Ava Schill, is just a dominating force on the mound. Ava averages about 8 strikeouts a ball game, works with a great speed, and throws a great rise ball. She's going to be really tough to go ahead and hit. In that ball game, Malia Colo at the bottom of the Royals lineup went ahead and hit a big 2-run home run late in that particular ball game. Assumption's aggressive. They can hit 1 through 9 in the lineup. I also had an opportunity to work Thorp in the sectional. Again, Thorp really goes ahead and puts that in play. Should be a fun one battle here. 4th-seeded
Thorp makes its 7th state appearance, and it's, what do we have here? First since qualifying Division 4 in 2019. The Cardinals are seeking their 2nd state title, having won their first in D4 in 2016. They also have 3 runner-up finishes. We're going to hear this now from Dr. Todd Dillman at Wisconsin River Orthopedics and bring you back for the conclusion of our pregame show right here on Zaleski Sports.
Why am I an orthopedic surgeon? It's a great question. It was nothing I planned. I actually am a Spanish major. Went back to school and became a physical therapist. That was okay, but I decided to go back to school and become a surgeon. I think the biggest thing when you're talking to the patient is if you can relate to them, number one. Number two is if you can teach them what the problem is. If you can teach them what the problem is, they're going to do fine. They're going to learn what it is, they're going to figure out how to fix it, and then they're going to adapt. There's days when things don't work out and things are harder than others, but clearly you're here for one reason and you're not here for you. You're here for the patient that comes in. Healthcare is kind of like going to the supper club in Wisconsin. You always feel like you need to travel to get a better Friday fish fry or to get the prime rib on Saturday, but really here we have everything under the same roof. We have everything within a hospital that, quite frankly, is rated in the top 2 hospitals in the state for joint replacements. We have hospitals coming to us to ask how we do joint replacements, how we solve the problem, how we get patients motivated and moving with very low risk and very low complication rates, and our outcomes are much better. Why am I an orthopedic surgeon? It's a great question. It's nothing I planned. I'm actually a Spanish major. Went back to school and became a physical therapist.
All right, as we inch closer to our state semifinal, the first here in 2022 in Division 5. Again, the winner here will play the winner of Edgar and Barneveld. And that game taking place tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. That game will be live here on this YouTube channel tomorrow. It'll be, well, the two of us again, Jason and Paul, coming back tomorrow at 8 a.m. to give you Edgar Barneveld. So the winner here plays the winner of that game in a state championship on Saturday at the break of dawn. That game coming on. Let's take you through some starting lineups. First, for the visiting Thorp Cardinals, leading off and playing catcher is Ava Teklaw. Shortstop Lizzie Frankowitz bats second. Alexa Hansen at first base bats third. Abby Schultze, designated hitter, batting fourth. Alexis Lacan at second base bats fifth. Megan Drost in left field bats sixth. Izzy Haas in center field bats seventh. Trista Leach pitching in the circle for the Cardinals bats eighth. Jasmine Stratton at third base bats ninth, and being hit for is right fielder Taylor Boyer, and Kurt Reiner is the skipper for the Thorp Cardinals. For the Assumption Royals, it goes like this. For coaches Charlie Nelson and Rob Schill, at first base leading off is Anna Schooley. Kristen Casey catching bats second. Ava Schill in the circle bats third. Claire Nelson at shortstop in the cleanup spot. Lydia Smith in center field bats fifth. Macy Vollert at second base bats sixth. Sadie Galbraith in right field bats seventh. Malia Colo at third base batting eighth, and Maddie Abbott batting ninth and playing left field. We'll bring Paul Jaglinski back in here. So many times this season, Paul, the Assumption Royals have played very short games. I'm not at all saying that's going to happen here, but I guess you get to the state tournament and you work your way through the playoffs. You begin playing full-length games, full 7-inning games. So talk about the mindset of being able to kind of cruise through a lot of your games, and now you're going to be competitive, especially in the state tournament.
Yeah, I think when you get to the ball game tonight for both of these two teams, for whether it be Thorp or Assumption, there's three things that you really want. The first thing that you want is you want to get to a sense of normalcy as fast as possible. You know, you're underneath the lights, you're at the home of the Badgers, but at the end of the day, you want to get to the point where you're just playing softball as fast as possible. Second of all, for both teams, they really want to go ahead and take that lead. It allows them to be more aggressive. It allows you to be a little bit more settled in. And then finally, if you're Assumption or if you're Thorp, you want to just be able to keep your foot on the gas. As we saw at the end of that last ball game, where if you can go ahead and get momentum on your side, you can put up some crooked numbers and you can go ahead and end this thing early, for one team or the other if you can. You don't want to go ahead and take any chances.
All right, as we take a look at the regular season records, the Assumption Royals were 16-2 on the regular season. They were 10-0, undefeated in the Merriwood South Conference play. The Thorp Cardinals were 8-11. So an under 500 team overall. They did play a tough schedule, and they were 7-7 out of the Clover Belt West. But they played teams like Mosney, Bloomer, McDonald, Fall Creek, Osseo. A lot of those, Blair Taylor, Edgar, who is a state championship team. They lost all those teams. But you think about that, you played a tough schedule. Your own conference involves teams that are divisions above you, and so there's a lot of that to kind of think about. As Paul, go ahead. Paul's going to take his headset off. Go right ahead. As we might have a national anthem here. You can go ahead and disengage there, Paul, as we will have a national anthem now for this game. Didn't have one a game ago, but we're going to go ahead and have one now. What the hell? Okay. Nope, never mind. There will be no national anthem here for this game.
Just kidding, Jason. But again, we'll start this game the same that we started the last game. Let's thank our young men and women who bravely serve our country. We appreciate their service and sacrifice for us in regards to that goes. So God bless the USA.
Every single doggone day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, again, one of those deals, Coach Nelson with a few last words before the Royals take the field. They'll be the home team on the scoreboard tonight. Home team in the WIAA State Tournament not only gets to choose whether you're home or away, but you also get the courtesy of choosing what dugout you're in. Coach Nelson wanted to take the third base dugout, as he said to us before the game, not that he's superstitious, but he's a little stitious. And it's one of those scenarios where Coach Nelson wanted to go ahead and make sure that they took the third base dugout, where he wants to remind everybody that his record in the third base dugout is undefeated, never lost.
Well, I like that. And, superstition is kind of part of the sport, I think. I think through the history of baseball, softball, and what stirrup did I put on first, or what glove am I using today? All those kind of things. Wacky stuff, really.
Anybody that tells you, any coach that tells you they're not superstitious is lying to you, just so you're aware. We all have our own little quirks. I wear the same shirt and the same sideline coat just about every ball game.
And you still stink right now.
And I still stink. That's absolutely true.
So again, Assumption is the home team. They have their blue tops with white pants. The Thorp Cardinals on the visiting side, on the first base side, I have white tops, white pants, red stirrups, and they've got very fashionable white and red striped helmets with a big red T on the front. A very nice looking set of uniforms on both sides, really. The blue for Assumption, again, blue tops with white pinstriping, white pants with a single blue stripe down each side, the blue stirrups. These are two. If we're talking about a fashion show here, these are two high-quality looking teams coming off the bus.
Well, Assumption's very young up the middle of the field. Freshman Macy Vollert, freshman Claire Nelson going ahead starting at second and short. Freshman first baseman Anna Schooley go ahead and starting at first. So let's get them settled in, see how they play.
All right. Advertised start time was 8:30. We're running just 19 minutes behind as first pitch comes in at 8:49, and it comes in as a ball from Ava Schill to the catcher, Ava Taclaw. Got a chance to call a Thorp playoff game, actually, this year. They beat Columbus Catholic when I went to Thorp in those playoffs, as the next pitch from Schill hits the top of the zone for a strike, and a smattering of applause from the folks in blue up the third baseline.
One of the cool things, again, congratulations to the Royal soccer team.
We're going to mention that in a minute, yeah. Yep, here's the 1-1 coming back from Schill, and stepping out of the way was Taclaw. It is 2 balls, 1 strike.
And where I was going with that is I see many of those young ladies have made the trip down to support the softball team, which is a pretty cool thing. I'm
going to give a full report on soccer coming up soon, including every goal scored, the whole works. I've got it all right here. Here's the 2-1 from Schill. This one is chopped on the infield, ranging over from third, throwing across, and in time for the out. Very nice play there from Malia Colo.
Also an excellent stretch by Anna Schooley. That throw was a little bit high by Malia, but Schooley went ahead and was able to grab that, keep her foot on the base to get that first out of the inning on a chopper.
All right, now the shortstop. This will be Lizzie Frankowitz. If I brought the same book with me, that would be nice, wouldn't it? If I brought the same book with me that I had at the playoff game against Columbus, but I gave that book to somebody else. They were in need. I didn't have one, so that's all right. I was going to go line by line, but it's not needed. A strike pumped in from Schill to Frankowitz to start the shortstop's first at-bat here in the state semifinal.
I can tell you, Frankowitz is hitting .361 on the year with 22 base hits and 61 at-bats.
All right. Pitch number 2 is hit down the right field line and foul. Again, we were playing state softball back at the UW-Madison here at Goodman Diamond on the beautiful campus of the University of Wisconsin, home of the Wisconsin Badgers softball team. We took a brief respite last year in Green Bay when we were told the world was going to die. And hello, we're here. We made it through. No balls, 2 strikes to Frankowitz. Schill whines and delivers and hit her. So hit Frankowitz on that front left shoulder.
I was looking forward to the zombie apocalypse. Unfortunately, it did not happen, which is kind of the case. One thing I will say is that the wind has really died down here tonight, Jason.
No wind.
Earlier in the day, the wind was blowing in our face. It was causing some allergy problems for me.
Yeah, it was.
At the Goodman Ballpark. But right now, no wind, runner on first base, which is a rarity. Ava does not allow a lot of runners.
First baseman Alexa Hansen now, a 3-hitter, as the corners come in. More so Colo from third, about 10 feet in the bag. And a late swing for strike 1 by Hansen. It was a 5-1 win. Assumption Royals, as Paul just said, 1 game away from state. You will watch it live on Zaleski Sports on Saturday. Time to be determined after this next pitch from Ava Schill. We'll catch you up on the goal scores in that 5-1 Royals win. The 0-1 is high for ball 1 apiece now. Kayla Kirkman scored in the 8th minute. Clara Kubas, a penalty kick in the 18th minute. Sarah Shaw then hit back-to-back goals, 19th and 37th minutes, to make it 4-0 at halftime. As the 1-1 now from Schill as she looks in, rocks and fires. This one is going to be hit foul off the screen. And then in the 50th minute, it was Kendall Dillman giving the Royals a 5-0 lead, and then Gina Burke, Lodi, had a 77th minute goal, final score. Assumption Royals 5 and Lodi, I think they're the Cardinals too, aren't they? I think so. 1. So Assumption moves on to a sectional final on Saturday. Here's the 1-2 from Schill. That one left high. Again, we're waiting to see the winner between Washburn and Northland Pines.
It is Northland Pines.
Okay, and now a discussion will happen between the athletic directors on the time. The game is at Assumption. Well, there is some discussion yet to be had on that time, so they're discussing it. Here's the 2-2. 2-2 and swung on and missed. The runner steals, and the ball is dropped by Nelson. I'm not sure if it was there in time, but the strikeout as Hansen goes down swinging for the second out of the inning as the runner Frankowitz steals, and she'll stand at second base with Abby Schultze, the designated hitter, coming up.
You know, Jason, it's important to kind of talk about, with Ava not allowing a lot of hits, that runner at second base is a big runner for Thorp, trying to get the lead early.
First pitch and swung on and missed by Schultze. Yeah, the reason, Paul, there's going to be some discussion tomorrow about the start of that soccer game is if these softball girls are in a final on Saturday, they're going to rearrange that time so everybody can watch that game. So we need to find that out first, and the ADs will talk. This one is going to be chopped foul up the first baseline. Yeah, I think the posted time is 4. If you kind of math that out a little bit, we're way ahead of things here, right? But if Assumption were to win, and then that championship game Saturday, and then things that go on after a championship game, and then driving back to Wisconsin Rapids, you'd like for the whole student body to be there for a sectional final. So there'll be some talk tomorrow between the ADs about Saturday start time. The 0-2 is high from Schill, and 1 ball, 2 strikes to Schultze, Abby Schultze.
Something that we saw in the sectional final game with Schill is as the ball game goes on and she settles in, she becomes more and more accurate. So again, watching her be a little sporadic here in the first inning, not surprising. Let's see if she can work out of it with no damage.
Okay, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here it is with 2 outs outside. And Kristen Casey stabs at it, making sure that doesn't get to the backstop. Count even now at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs as we play this first Division V state semifinal here from Goodman Diamond in Madison. Here's the 2-2 from Schill. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Schill and the Royals will come to the dugout after Ava strikes out Hansen and Schultze back-to-back, leaving Frankowitz stranded on second base. It's the Royals coming up. Bottom of the first inning when we come back right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, this is Van Patrick Oates from Rapids Awards and More. People ask, what is the more part of Awards and More? Well, that means that we're more than just an award store. We engrave glass, wood, plastic, guns, Yeti cups, medals, knives, and so much more. We're located on the web at awardsandmore.us. And if you're in the Wisconsin Rapids area, visit our physical store at 1210 Pepper Avenue or check us out on Facebook. Rapids Awards and More than just awards.
First things first with Mid-State Technical College. Dual credit programs earn you college credit in high school. Then choose a path that suits you. Use your skills to start your career or transfer to a university to continue your degree. Choose a new career. Transition easily and quickly by upgrading your skills. Or continue your education with dozens of classes to get you on your path. No matter your stage of the game, your first move is Mid-State Technical College.
Bottom of the first inning here from Goodman Diamond. Anna Schooley steps in, and the first pitch thrown today by Trista Leach misses outside for a ball, and our very own Joe Burkhauser, athletic director at Assumption Catholic High School in Wisconsin Rapids, tells us sectional final soccer Saturday, 7 p.m. So the time has been decided, and that game will be live right here on Zaleski Sports, with full video, by the way, on that one. Yeah, it's the preferred way to do it, but we appreciate everybody listening here tonight. Here's the 2-0 from Leach, and this one is tapped softly to third, and Stratton is there and throws over in time for the first out of the inning.
Again, that'll bring Kristen Casey up to the plate. Kristen, one of Assumption's left-handers. They have several lefties. Kristen, a slap hitter, certainly can go ahead and hit it for some power. But again, starting catcher and one of the better players in the Merriwood Conference.
You know what? I've had a lot of fun watching 2 catchers play softball. I mean, a lot of them, but 2 stand out, right? Ray from Superior, who we got to see play here earlier today, and we'll see on tomorrow, because they were playing quarterfinals today. I keep forgetting that. And Emma Ray will be going to Madison in 2 years. She'll join the Badgers softball team. And the other one is Kristen Casey. They have been fun to watch all year. Here's the 1-0 now, and slapped over towards short on one hop. The throw over, not in time. Casey legs out an infield single as that ball was picked by Frankwitz. She was deep in the hole. She heaved, but Casey able to leg it out an infield single.
Well, and that's one of the things, Jason, with Kristen's speed, she puts that ball on the left-hand side and then just flies down the first base line. Definitely going to go ahead and be part of her strategy, and tough to go ahead and kid her. So great first runner. Now let's see if Ava can go ahead and advance her.
Another lefty, back-to-back lefties here for the Royals. It's Ava Schill with the corners in, and Schill not looking to bunt, and now the corners retreat briefly. But both third base and first base playing about 10 steps in from their respective bases. And it's actually first base more towards the circle than on the line. Excuse me. Where third base, who do we have here? Looking on the wrong dang side. Stratton at third base hugging the line. And first base, Hansen between the circle and first base, but both about 10 steps in. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Schill. Schill not bunting, swinging, and fouls it back. Those corners playing way in, Paul. That's a curious strategy from Coach Kurt Reiner.
You know, it's interesting. Kristen, more of a slap hitter, more willing to put the ball on that side. Ava, and then Claire Nelson, who's coming up next, another lefty, more prone to take a full swing and really hit that hard line drive.
There's the 1-2 from Leach. Outside for a ball. Casey stealing second. Foot first slide and a stolen base for Kristen Casey.
Kristen, again, showing off that great speed. So, again, manufacturing an opportunity for Assumption to score with a slap to the left-hand side and now a steal of second.
I have a comment on the picture of Ava Schill on the jumbo board in center field after this 2-2 pitch coming in from Leach. 1 out in the inning. Runner on second is Casey. Here's the 2-2 from Leach. And just missed. Ava Schill in that picture, she's looking off in the distance somewhere. What is she looking at, Paul?
Well, I think she's trying to figure out why there's no K's at the end of her name, because normally it's Ava KKKKK by the time you get to the end of the...
The full count pitch misses, and it's a 1-out walk. Runners on first and second now as Schill takes the 5-pitch walk, and that brings up the cleanup hitter, shortstop Claire Nelson. What do we know about Claire?
Well, Claire's a freshman. Again, she's batting .471 on the year, scored 13 runs, 24 RBIs, and Claire can go ahead and hit this thing hard.
Well, we're going to find out here, but big opportunity for the Royals here as they begin play in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch from Leach. Corners in. This one is hit on the infield, and Leach in the circle calls everybody off. A softly hit pop out for Nelson for the second out.
Now, of course, with runners on first and second, the umpires went ahead and correctly called it an infield fly. So, again, runners are welcome to advance at their own risk. But caught or not, that was going to be an out. Now, with 2 outs, up comes Lydia Smith.
Okay, so the center fielder, Lydia Smith, will attempt to put the Royals on the board here. Bottom of the first inning. And a swing and a miss. Smith was behind the Trista Leach offering.
Lydia Smith may have made one of the better plays of the game in the Blair Taylor sectional
really
final. In left field, she made a catch on Wagner, which saved at least a run in that game.
The 0-1 is driven into center field. Here comes Casey around third. She's being waved in, no throw. Royals lead 1-0 on the RBI base hit from Lydia Smith.
And just like that, Assumption gets on the board. You know, Jason, one of the things that's so dangerous about the Assumption lineup is that their hitters 1 through 9 are so dangerous. There is just no let off in that lineup, which is so important.
Okay, James says he can't get the game. James, you're typing on here, so you've got the game. Macy Vollert now second base steps in. And Vollert, first pitch swinging, fouls it back. I don't know what James means. He can't get the game. You're listening to it, James.
Again, maybe just a reminder for all of our folks listening at home, due to WIAA TV rights, this is an audio-only broadcast. There is no video of tonight's ball game, unfortunately.
It's been advertised the heck out of all week as an audio-only. So, James, welcome to 2022. Here's the pitch. That one fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes.
Now, James, I will say we do appreciate you going ahead and listening in terms of cross the board. And if we could bring you video, we would certainly love to. Unfortunately, we just cannot tonight.
See, Paul covering for me. I like to mess with people.
With that in mind, we've got no balls, 2 strikes. Vollert behind in the count here, 2 outs.
Here it is from Leach. This one hit high in the air, and this is nearly to me here. Oh, if it would have just had a little spin to the right, I would have had myself a yellow souvenir.
No, unlike the rest of the fans just threw them back, I'm pretty confident that Jason was just going to go ahead and pocket that thing. So
that would be mine. I'm a cookie monster with a softball. I'm going to eat it up and keep it with me. Count remains 0 ball, 2 strikes. All foul balls here from Macy Vollert. Now she sees the first pitch she didn't like and lets it go by. 1 ball, 2 strikes, with 4 foul balls here to start the at-bat for Vollert. Trying to straighten it out.
In the bottom of the first inning, he's got runners on first and second.
Okay, this one hit back up the middle, and that's going to get into center field. Schill turns from third. 2-0 Royals. Back-to-back RBI base hits from Smits and now Vollert.
And just like that, the Royals are up 2-0. And again, I will say it to you before. I've said it to you before. I'll say it to you again. This Royals lineup is so dangerous, 1 through 9. There's just no relief when you take a look at it. You've got to be able to go ahead and navigate that lineup.
Okay, so now this is Sadie Galbraith. It's the 7th batter of the inning, and this is going to be fouled back, and it'll 1-hop off for the backstop for strike 1. Right near the all the softball girls you're talking about, plus everybody from Assumption who bought the Gucci seats right there, right? The first 3 rows. Nice seats.
Such a we'll wait for this pitch.
Here's the 0-1 from Leach and high at the eyes for ball one.
Such a cool moment. I just want to point out for the fans at home. So Lily Nelson, Charlie's youngest daughter, sitting on the bench. Sam Nelson going ahead and joining her in the dugout tonight. So kind of a nice moment for the Nelsons as they go ahead and battle here at state.
1-1 from Leach is hit up the right field line and will land in foul territory. We saw Sammy earlier. Right before the last game. By the way, if you're just joining us now and want a score update, it was a 6-inning 10-0 win, Horicon over Iola Scandinavia D4 semifinal. Grantsburg and Horicon coming up on Saturday.
Always nice to see a former state champion and to get a hug from Sammy Nelson.
There you go. The 1-2 from Leach. Outside for ball two. Count even now, 2 apiece with 2 outs in the inning. It is Smits on second and Vollert on first, as those two have accounted for both runs batted in here in this first inning.
You know, Jason, if you're Thorp, this is a really important out.
Here's the 2-2. This one ripped right, and Charlie Nelson an error in the third base coach's box.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Charlie needs to be better on that. He really pulled his head, didn't keep down on that ball.
He was not down at all. He did not bring his body into a fielding position, right? You got to let that bounce off your chest, or in his case, maybe your softer abdomen.
I assume there's too many high noons for Mr. Nelson not in fielding position.
Here's the 2-2. This one hit deep into left field, drifting in foul territory, and is going to be caught out there by the left fielder, Megan Drost, as she ranged over to her right, caught that in foul territory. The left field wall, 200 feet. That was hit 185, and in foul territory, and for the final out of the inning. The Assumption Royals strike first in the bottom of the first. They lead 2-0. Second inning action from Goodman Diamond coming up right after this on Zaleski Sports. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
Hi, this is Blake from Mobile Link. I can tint your car, truck, or SUV. I even tint windshields with a film you can't see, but will reduce heat and glare by 43%. We've all seen those do-it-yourself tint jobs that turn purple and start bubbling all over. Not my work. Everything gets tinted by me and inspected before it rolls out the door, including a lifetime warranty. Call Blake at Mobile Link to schedule your appointment today. 715-424-5432.
All right, getting ready to start second inning here from Goodman Diamond, the home of the University of Wisconsin Badgers softball team. We play here in this Division 5 state semifinal. Assumption leads 2-0. Thorp batting here in the top of the second, and a check swing strike is called to Alexis Lacan, second baseman for Coach Kurt Reiner and his Thorp Cardinals. I'll tell you about Rapids sheet metal heating and cooling coming up here in just a bit. And Schill high, and 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 from Schill coming into Lacan, and outside for ball 2. The knowledgeable staff at Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling with repair technicians will have your residents feeling comfy again with AC service in Wisconsin Rapids. Look, the warm weather's just around the corner. And Rapids Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling will get you cooled off this summer as Schill a ball, 2 balls, and 2 strikes. Yeah, Rapids Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling, renowned for finishing the work properly the first time. You can rely on the quality service to get your AC system running smoothly. Rapids Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling. Now the 2-2 from Schill, swung on and missed for strike 3, the third strikeout of the game for Ava Schill.
You know, Jason, one of the things that makes Assumption so dangerous is 2 runs may be enough for Ava Schill. The way that she just goes ahead and pitches. She's so dominating once she gets in that rhythm on the mound. She's so tough to hit.
So Megan Drost now, left fielder. Taking a look at Schill, and we'll see a strike at the letters. Who do we have here? Dave, Katie, we already talked to James. I'll let him off the hook now. And Flowage Finn, but Flowage Finn put something on there and then took it away. So Sometimes you got to think better of what you say, and Flowage took care of it himself. No balls, 2 strikes. I have no idea what he said.
I assume Flowage Finn made a fishy comment, but I'm not sure. So,
well, Mark Twain, right? Flowing down the almighty Mississippi. Old Man River. Here's the 0-2 from Schill. High for a ball.
You know, one of the cool things about making state is extra exposure for your players. So if you look down, you can actually see a few coaches kind of taking notes, watching some of the Royals play here, which is pretty fun. Also an exciting benefit of making state.
The 1-2 from Schill with 1 out in the innings, and that one fouled back. Some of those in attendance here, Paul, as I point directly at them, are the Edgar Wildcats sitting in the top 3 rows here, right above the dugout. You see the green and yellow there. There are the Edgar Wildcats. And again, Edgar Barneveld, winner, plays the winner here. Edgar Barneveld, 8 a.m. tomorrow. Tell you more about that after the 1-2 coming in from Schill. And strike 3 called. How about 4 strikeouts in a row from Ava Schill?
I told you that's why Ava was looking off on her Jumbotron picture, because she's trying to figure out where are all the extra Ks. But don't worry, give her a couple innings and they'll come. One of the really cool things that, again, I just want to make mention is pretty much the entire Royals soccer team is in the front row cheering on the soccer team. So, again, how do you celebrate a semifinal win? Come down and watch your team try to win a state semifinal game.
Center fielder Izzy Haas, a swing and a miss on the first offering from Schill. Yeah, Edgar Barneveld tomorrow at 8 a.m. We'll have it live right here on this YouTube channel at Zaleski Sports. Here's the 0-1, swung on and missed for strike 2, and Schill is in a rhythm.
Edgar really has got a special pitcher, Michaela Workus.
Yes.
Again, the first time that they played Assumption, that was a 1-0 ball game in Edgar. That could be a great potential state final.
The 0-2 from Schill, fouled off the post. And speaking of, Dave tells us Stanley Cup action. Lightning Rangers tied at 1 third period at Madison Square Garden. Famous worldwide. I've been there a couple times. Pretty cool place. 2 outs in the inning. It's been 2 strikeouts from Schill, and she's got Haas on an 0-2 count. Schill winds, fires home, and outside, and that was, I love when that happens. Casey tried to pull that one back in and frame it, and almost had it in there. It was a close pitch. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, as Schill looking to strike out the side. Spin and deliver high for ball 2. Tempting Haas with the high heat.
A lot of times as an umpire, if you frame that and leave it on the edge, you're more likely to get that called than trying to go ahead and pull that thing back.
Snapping it all the way back in. All right.
Because, again, as an umpire, when you snap that back in, even you don't think it's a strike.
2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Schill delivers. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Schill strikes out the side. She has struck out 5 Cardinal batters in a row. It'll be the Royals coming up, bottom of the 2nd inning. Colo, Abbott, and Schooley when we come back on Zaleski Sports.
Don't let pain or mobility issues keep you from enjoying life. Let our physical therapy doctors and our staff at Roberts Physical Therapy help you recover your ability to move easily and live free of aches and pains, providing effective individual treatment plans. Whether you're experiencing problems with balance and mobility, you're experiencing pain in your low back, or you're dealing with any other physical challenges, we'll take care of you. For more information on how we can service your needs, contact us today.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and 0 premium company paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood. As promised, Malia Colo leading off here to start action in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Leach misses outside for ball 1. Spectrum Benefit Solutions, with offices located throughout central Wisconsin. Spectrum Benefit Solutions is your group benefits provider for health, dental, accident, and life insurance. Spectrum Benefit Solutions works with hundreds of clients of all sizes to help you attract and retain the best employees. Find Spectrum Benefit Solutions on Facebook to get started. No balls, 2 strikes here to start Colo from Leach. Here's the 0-2. And strike 3 called as that one, I think, crossed up Colo. It also crossed up the catcher to Claw, but came across the plate for strike 3.
In between innings, they made the announcement here at Goodman Diamond that this was a smoke-free facility, which could be a problem for Ava Schill because she is absolutely on fire.
And it also means somebody else may have violated that rule as Abbott rolls over to short. The throw is high, and it's going to be an error, and it goes into the Cardinals' dugout. And that's going to put, either way, it was going to put Abbott on second, but the E6 has the Royals in business with 1 out.
That's why you run everything out hard. It's one of those deals where she forced the shortstop to have to go ahead and rush that throw and then took advantage of taking the extra base on the overthrow.
So back to the top of the order now in Anna Schooley. Schooley grounded out to third to begin action in the bottom of the first for the Royals. This at-bat starts with a ball outside from Trista Leach.
Jason, she's got 31 hits on the year, and I believe 7 of them are home runs. So it's one of those deals with anyone swinging the bat, she can go ahead and change this ball game.
All right, and the off-speed pitch misses away. Grab your pet supplies at Fleet Farm. For dogs, cats, wild birds, you'll find the top brands and an unbeatable selection of food, treats, toys, grooming, bedding, even health items. Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955 as Schooley hits that one foul up the first baseline. 2-1 now the count.
I'm not a pet, but I'll tell you what, I like those little bags of cashews and those little trail mix bags that they have. It's one of those deals where Fleet Farm, the man's mall, if they don't have it there, it's not worth having.
It makes you an animal of sorts.
I'm a big level animal is what people tell me. So maybe not Sarah so much, by the way. Happy anniversary, Sarah.
That's very well said. Here's the 2-1 off-speed pitch that's pulled right to third, and back-to-back at-bats for Anna Schooley are ground outs to third base. And another nice play made down there by Jasmine Stratton. Abbott does take third base now with 2 outs. It's the catcher, Kristen Casey.
Jason, I was going to make the comment that Stratton seems to really go ahead and hug that line, but in that particular play, she was positioned perfectly and made a great cross-field throw to go ahead and get the very speedy Schooley for the second out of the inning.
And Coach Kurt Reiner is happy for that, attempting to retire these Royals before they do any damage here in the inning, as Casey ran up in the batter's box looking to slap, but left it outside for ball 1.
Much easier said than done with the dangerous Kristen Casey at the bat.
Yeah, it's a thought. It's a goal. Not every goal gets accomplished, but it is the goal. Here's the 1-0 from Leach to Casey, and runs up and watches that one miss for ball 2.
Kristen with a wide variety of state experience on the basketball team, now the softball team, the cross-country team. Yeah. Just, phenomenal overall athlete.
The 2-0, and inside for ball 3. So 3 straight balls to the catcher, Kristen Casey, with the dangerous Ava Schill on deck.
I feel like you could say that about just about every one of the assumption hitters, the dangerous, and you look
Put
at the
me on
lineups
repeat.
up above.
The 3-0, see what Casey likes, doesn't, and takes ball 4. So 4 straight puts Casey on first, runners on the corners for the aforementioned Ava Schill.
Again, another nice crowd on here
Great
tonight.
crowd.
Thorp really traveled well. The Assumption fans always travel well. Nice crowd for a 9 o'clock ball game here down at the Goodman softball complex.
I love it. So Schill now, Leach, and this one is hit into the Assumption section. Look at that. That fella's got a lot of blue hair over there. I don't know what that is, but man, he has got a blue afro like I've never seen in my life. He caught that foul ball.
Again, runners on first and third, 2 outs, bottom of the second inning here. 1 strike with Schill at the plate.
Here's the 0-1 from Leach, and the throw is going to be cut off and then bobbled out there as Casey took off for second, and the cutoff was made by Alexis LeCan, and then she dropped it, but no movement from Abbott on third, so runners on second and third now with 2 outs.
That's an interesting piece, Jason. In the previous game, we were talking about how many catchers try to throw that ball down and how many don't. In that case, Thorp took a shot at it.
Here's the 0-2. Yeah, somewhat. That was a planned cutoff. That throw was never planned to go all the way down, but they did unleash the throw. But as LeCan bobbled it, you can also see why many teams don't with a runner on third.
Absolutely. But on the other hand, it's one of those deals where it forces the runner to run hard, something to think about.
The 2-1 from Leach. Schill drives this one. It's playable in right field. And coming on and making a stab at it was Tyler Boye, but the stab works as the third out of the inning is recorded. So Schill is retired, 2 runners left on, and that does it for the Royals in the second inning. Our score remains Assumption 2, Thorp 0 on Zaleski Sports.
At Bauer & Fine Business Technologies in Marshfield, our company has been serving Central Wisconsin since 1955. We're still locally owned and believe strongly in supporting the communities that support us. If you're a current customer, thank you. If you're not a current customer, we'd love to work with you. Let's talk about copiers, printers, postage meters, and network services. Give us a call today at 800-288-2712 or visit our website at b-bt.com. Bauer & Fine Business Technologies. Better business together.
Central Wisconsin Glass is Central Wisconsin's choice for your next new or remodeled shower and bathroom. The experts at Central Wisconsin Glass will effortlessly guide you through the design and installation process. Have the elegant and modern shower and bathroom you've been looking for. Call Central Wisconsin Glass at 715-387-8010. That's 715-387-8010. And Central Wisconsin Glass on Facebook for your residential, commercial, and vehicle glass needs.
Top of the third inning is here. It's the Thorp Cardinals coming up. Trista Leach, Jasmine Stratton, and then back to the top of the lineup in Ava Teclaw. Fatheads RV just south of Wisconsin Rapids on Highway 13, where we know life doesn't wait. Enjoy it. And enjoy it with Fatheads Rapids RV. And Schill will throw a strike to Leach, my apologies. And that begins the top of the third inning. The 0-1, and this one is going to be ripped foul and out of the reach of anybody in the grandstands. So no balls, 2 strikes, quickly to the pitcher Leach. 2-0 here as we play in the top of the third inning. Royals lead in this Division 5 state semifinal number 1 of this Division 5 state tournament. The other state semifinal happens tomorrow, 8 a.m. Edgar Barneveld will have that game live as well right here on Zaleski Sports. Ball thrown by Schill, so the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch is on its way. That misses away and low, count even now at 2 apiece. Schill has struck out the last 5 Cardinals batters, Hansen, Schultze, Lacan, Drost, and Haas. And now Leach will stare down the 2-2 offering from Schill. And that one just missed. The count is now full. Missed perhaps a bit inside. Close pitch, close one to take with 2 strikes. But Leach, a pitcher, had a good eye for it. Now the full count from Schill. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and Schill has now recorded 6 straight strikeouts.
Third baseman, Jasmine Stratton.
So Jasmine Stratton now, the 9-hitter, will come up and try her luck with Ava Schill. First pitch comes in high and away for ball 1. The Cardinals are being very patient at the plate. They've went down 6 in a row with strikeouts, but Schill is throwing a lot of pitches to it, or through it, I should say. The Cardinals just looking for something they can hit from Schill. Swung on and missed by Stratton, way behind the fastball from Schill. The heater coming in. The 1-1 from Schill winds and delivers, swung on and missed, and Stratton again behind the heat from Schill. Jasmine Stratton on the year, batting .083, 1 hit. She's 1 for 12 on the season. Coming into today. And Schill tempted Stratton with the outside riser, and the temptation was resisted. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Schill facing the third baseman Stratton. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And it is 7 straight strikeouts thrown by Ava Schill. Dave says, Ava Schill for Cy Young. Yeah, you better believe it. Something else. Now back to the top of the order, and Ava to claw. Ava grounded out back in the first inning, and swing and a miss as Schill blows it past her on the first pitch this at-bat. The only Cardinal out not by strikeout was to Claw's ground out to begin play in the top of the first inning. It's been all strikeouts since then. Swung on and missed, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, to Claw with the ground out. Hit by pitch was Frankowitz, and then Hansen, Schultze, LeCan, Drost, Haas, Leach, Stratton, all strikeouts. Here's Schill, 0-2. This one is hit at second on the hop, took a wicked hop, but no problem for Macy Vollert as she's able to make the play on the very wicked hop, stuck with it, and fires over to first to Anna Schooley in time for the final out of the inning. A very quick 1-2-3 inning as Assumption will come to bat. When we come back, bottom of the third inning, our score remains Assumption 2, Thorp 0.
If you lose direction, you can grab my hand. I'll be the one behind you to say no. One-man band. Just follow your dreams and keep your promises.
We're all different, but we all want great health insurance. See why we're rated #1 in service, coverage, and affordability in Central Wisconsin.
When the last thing you need to happen does. One of our 17 mobile service trucks from Sherrill Tire and Service Center can get you rolling again. Sherrill Tire and Service Center is your locally owned commercial and farm tire specialist. Find us at SherrillTire.com.
Bottom of the third inning. It'll be Claire Nelson, Lydia Smith, and Macy Vollert all due up for the Royals here in this bottom of the third inning. 2 runs in the first for Assumption, and then they had a little bit cooking in that second inning. Had 2 runners on with 2 outs, but Schill not able to work the runners around, and the first pitch thrown to Nelson, she rips foul up the right field line, the left-handed batting. Claire Nelson popped out to the pitcher, Trista Leach, her last at-bat, which again was in that first inning. The Royals sent 7 to the plate in that first inning. So ball shagged down out of the right field corner. That rolled all the way to the corner. Again, 200 down the lines, 218 to the alleys, and 225 to straightaway center. This one is going to be hit into the gap in right center. That's going to roll for a while. Turning for second is Nelson, and it's a leadoff double for Claire Nelson and the Royals. So Nelson gets the Royals started here in the inning, and that brings up Lydia Smith. It was Smith's with an RBI base hit in the first inning. That scored Kristen Casey back in the first. Now with a runner in scoring position and Claire Nelson, Smith's looking for another base hit, another RBI, as third baseman again for Thorp. Jasmine Stratton playing halfway between third and home. Dangerous spot with her to be. This one is hit foul and right into the bleachers, just about 5 feet to the right of me as we sit here just outside the press box here. Of course, press box is completely full of WIAA personnel, so we've got a really nice night under the lights here at Goodman Diamond. Comfortable 68 degrees, just a beautiful night for softball as that one is fouled back by Smiths. So quickly, no balls, 2 strikes, but yeah, darkness here in Madison, completely under the lights. 68 degrees. I got a light jacket on, and that'll do the job for the rest of the night here. Sitting out in the open air. Here's the 0-2 from Leach. This one is hit up the third base line, and the throw comes over, and that's apparently exactly why you have Stratton playing on the line. Stratton sat right on the line, and the ball bounced to her as she straddled the third base line. They called it fair, and the first out of the inning. It does push Nelson over to third as the second baseman, Macy Vollert, will come up. Vollert an RBI also in that sixth inning. So back-to-back RBIs, in the first inning, back-to-back RBIs in the first from Smits and Vollert as a strike comes into Vollert to start this second at-bat. And ball inside as Leach works with a little bit more pace here in the bottom of the third inning. Again, thanks everybody back home for watching, wherever you, or for listening, sorry, wherever you may be. I'll tell you, swing and a miss there. Over 1,000 broadcasts every year here on Zaleski Sports, and only about 6 of them we aren't allowed to have video. So it's tough to get watch to not come out of my mouth. But thank you all for listening. The 1-2 is hit right back up the box. It's another RBI for Macy Vollert, and it is 3-0 Royals. Vollert took that Leach pitch and sent it right back up the box. 2 RBI on the day, 2 for 2 is Vollert, as Nelson came in to score. So Sadie Galbraith now flew out to left field her last time up, and see if coaches Nelson and Schill put Vollert on the run. So the infield, or the corners are in. Again, Coach Kurt Reiner, Thorp manager, is playing his corners 15 to 20 feet up the line towards home plate on both sides, at first and third base. This one is hit softly on the infield, and caught on her knees at short is Frankowitz. As Frankowitz and Stratton came together, they were both calling for it, and at the very last moment, Stratton backed off and gave way to Frankowitz, as Frankowitz records the second out of the inning. So a soft pop out on the infield for Galbraith brings up the third baseman, Malia Colo. Colo struck out looking in the second inning. First pitch swinging, hits this one foul, and is going to be caught. That is caught by the catcher, Ava Teclaw. As she came to the back screen, she came to the net. That ball was coming down just inches in front of the net, and she reached up to catch it against the net and hauled in the catch. I paused on my call because there was a chance that that net aided the catch of the catcher Teclaw running towards that net, but they ruled it did not interfere, that she did not touch the net, and the catch was completed. A runner left stranded, Macy Vollert. She does get the RBI as she drives in Nelson, and after 3 complete, your score, Assumption 3, Thorp 0 on Zaleski Sports. Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties, and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
Rustic Redefined is the area's boutique clothing store for women and children. You'll find a personalized shopping experience with unique and trendy styles to choose from. Rustic Redefined specializes in affordable clothes and accessories with red carpet service. Find your individual style at Rustic Redefined on 8th Street South in Wisconsin Rapids and Rustic Redefined on Facebook.
All right, top of the fourth inning, Lizzie Frankowitz leading off. Alexa Hansen and Abby Schultze all due up for the Cardinals. It is 1-1 now to the shortstop Frankowitz, and Schill on that third pitch fires that one inside. It gets away from Casey to the backstop, and it is 2 balls, 1 strike to the shortstop, Lizzie Frankowitz. Ball was just down field side, collecting all the great photographs we're going to show you tomorrow morning. 2 balls, 1 strike. Schill to Frankowitz. This one is bounced over to short. A slow roller, long throw across, and it's an infield single for Lizzie Frankowitz.
Really, Claire Nelson did just about everything she could do there. She was deep in the hole. That thing was hit slow at her. She came up, made a good, solid throw at it, but just could not get the speedy Frankowitz.
You having some trouble with your Mountain Dew, are you? Be sure to sit back and enjoy the handcrafted sodas from the Stevens Point Brewery, made from 100% real sugar and high-quality ingredients. Select from a variety of styles, including Point Root Beer, Dire Root Beer, Black Cherry Cream, Orange Cream, Vanilla Cream, and Kitty Cocktail. Stevens Point Brewery supports all area student athletes. There is an official discussion on the field as that infield single by Frankowitz. Again, it was a slow roller over to Nelson. Nelson fired across the diamond, but not able to beat the throw, on the throw anyway. Frankowitz able to beat out the throw. And I'm not sure what the umpire discussion was, but whatever it is concluded. And Paul would be much better served to have a drink from the Stevens Point Brewery. Probably wouldn't tip over so easily. This Schill now will face Alexa Hansen. And Hansen, first pitch swinging, swings over the top of it for strike one.
You know, Jason, people don't realize what you navigate here.
I know they don't.
As you understand, as you're kind of working through this in terms of where it goes. But doing what we can to give you the best broadcast possible. So,
yeah, and they don't understand it, not maliciously. They just don't understand what we do around here. That one's fouled right back to the screen.
I'm not going to lie to you. As you give me crap, I'm not sure that I understand what I'm doing around here. So that's neither here nor there, which is all good. You know, again, for Thorp, pretty important inning. You don't get a base runner every inning against Ava Schill, and down 3-0 now. If Thorp wants to get in this, they've got to find a way to get a run across.
Pitch fouled back. Staying alive is Hansen. No balls, 2 strikes. Schill had struck out 7 of the last 8 coming into that leadoff hitter, Frankowitz. It was a ground out to Claw that ended the third. That broke the 7 strikeout in a row streak. But it did not break the 8 in a row that were retired. But Frankowitz on board on first with the leadoff infield single as the pitch comes in high and Hansen lays off 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Game kind of reminds me with what we've seen earlier in the ballgame, or earlier today with Iola, where they kind of hung around Horicon, kind of busted it open, and then that game got away from them. I think the same thing could happen for Thorp if they can't get a run across here in this inning.
Top of the 4th inning. This one is going to be launched right back into that ice cream stand over there. So that happened in that first game we did just a moment ago. Now the ice cream stand under attack again with foul balls.
Leave the min chip alone, I'm telling you.
I agree. Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schill spins and delivers high. Casey out of her crouch to keep that one from going to the screen, keeping Frankowitz at first. So count even now at 2 apiece. Paul still on mop-up duty to my right. Again, Jason Zaleski here and Paul Jaglinski providing color commentary for our games today and tomorrow. Here's the 2-2. Another one. Look out, ice cream stand. Man, oh man. Yeah, it's in poor shape over there.
Alexa doing a nice job of going ahead and keeping this count alive, battling with Ava, trying to go ahead and get that timing down to see if she can get a ball into a gap and see if you can get Thorp on the move.
Well, she's close right now. Now Schill asks for a new pitch from Casey, gets it, and now the 2-2. Off-speed pitch is bounced over to third. The for sure throw is to first and made in time. A nice pick there made by Malia Colo.
Yeah, again, that's a good, sure fielded play. Malia thought about going to second, but thought, no, I'm going to take the sheer out at first. Made a throw right on the money. Schooley went ahead and snapped that throw back to second. Unfortunately, not in time. So now Thorp has got a runner on second with 1 out. And Abby Schultze comes up to bat for Thorp.
Yeah, that's the shortstop, Lizzie Frankowitz, standing on second. Abby Schultze, strikeout victim. 1 of, again, 7 strikeouts so far for Ava Schill. She had struck out all 7 consecutively.
For those of you commenting on the chat, everything is all good now. We have the soda mopped up. We're back to the scoreboard. I appreciate your patience on that.
Bryce Rasmussen checks in. Wapaka Comet superfan Bryce Rasmussen. This one is hit over to second. Vollert there and throws it away. And turning for home is Frankowitz, and the Cardinals are on the board with the E4.
You know, Jason, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast. The Royals are young up the middle of the field. And when you've got a freshman at second, a freshman at short, this inning is a good indication of kind of where that was. So you had a ball hit deep in the short, where that throw came over across. Now you had a ball hit at second. Unfortunately, Macy wasn't able to come up with it, and now Thorp is on the board in a 3-1 contest with the runner on second, and that's exactly what Thorp needed to go ahead and get themselves back in this game.
Yeah, and pardon me here, not just for people listening at home, she fielded the ball, but the throw was wild.
Correct, absolutely,
Yep.
in terms of where it goes.
Yep. Okay, swung on and missed on the first pitch to Alexis Lacan.
Now, to the credit of Abby Schultze, she was hustling hard down the line, so it made Macy have to go ahead and rush that throw because she was deep in the hole. So, again, that's why you run everything out, and Thorp now is a run away from making this a ball game.
And this one is going to be hit back up the box, and there is it, perhaps. The throw is going to come to Schill. It's cut off, And the Cardinals have scored twice here in the fourth inning, an RBI single from Alexis Lacan.
And just like that, Jason, it's one of those deals where we talked about the fact that it was an important inning for Thorp if they were going to get themselves back in the ball game. So following a deep infield single and an error at second, now all of a sudden Thorp has got 2 runs on the board, 3-2. That puts the pressure back on Assumption with the runner at first, and Thorp's still not done in this inning.
Infield meets in the circle. Now they disembark, go back to their stations. But yeah, Paul, you're exactly right. That error allowed that first run to come in. It also allowed Schulte to go to second and stay and have the Cardinals stay in scoring position. So the error really does account for 2 runs if you think of it like that, as this is Megan Drost now coming in and swinging on and missing. Ava Schill gets it past her.
Yeah, and again, those are some of the things that you always take a look at mistakes. So in the bottom half of the inning, Macy Veller with a huge single to bring in Claire Nelson to go ahead and give a lead. In the bottom half of the inning, again, Thorp putting the ball in play against Ava Schill, making Assumption make plays.
Casey out of her crouch, fakes the throw down to first after a strike is called on Drost. No balls, 2 strikes here with 1 out in the inning. Again, Cardinals with 2 runs across. It's a 1-run game as we play from Goodman Diamond at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Here's the 0-2. High for ball 1, and Schill has done that a lot here, or a few times, I shouldn't overstate. Done it a handful of times, trying to tempt these batters up high.
Yep, I think if you're Coach Reiner, you're getting everything that you want. You're putting the ball in play against Schill, you're hanging around in this game, you're navigating the Assumption lineup as well as you can.
Here's the 1-2, Schill to Drost, and she skips out of the way on the inside. Oh, calls it on the inside corner. Strikeout number 8 for Ava Schill.
Again, I think the batter tried to go ahead and sell that it was inside, but I think that's just Ava going ahead and crossing her up. And again, I think if you're Coach Nelson and Coach Schill, you're getting exactly what you want out of the Royals. You understand you've got a young team. You understand that you're going to score. You're getting some great plays made, and you still got a lead.
Well, I'll tell you, Megan Drost sold it, and I bought it. I thought she was, the ball was thrown at her, but it hits the inside corner. Now Izzy Haas, the center fielder, takes strike 1 from Schill.
I think as we approach 9:40 here in the evening, Jason, I'm spilling soda. You're falling for fake strike 3s. It's one of those deals where it's been a long day.
Yeah, been a long, great day so far. Here's the 0-1 from Schill, high again, and Casey pulls it back down out of the sky. It's ball 1.
You know, watching the Royals play in the state semifinal softball, watching the Royals go ahead and win a sectional final or a semifinal for soccer, just a great day to be a Royal in general.
It really has been. Here's the 1-1 from Schill. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Haas, as a lot of these Cardinals batters have been behind the heat from Schill.
You know, the other thing that's important for Thorp in this particular inning, you're already at the 7 hitter, so you're going to get your top of your lineup back up potentially twice more in this game now.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Schill delivers. That one fouled into the on-deck circle of the Cardinals. On-deck hitter is pitcher Trista Leach. Look out down there.
One of the things I would say I'm more impressed with Thorp on than maybe I was with Blair Taylor, they really are doing a better job of trying to get Ava timed up. You're starting to see more foul balls and more disruption to Ava's rhythm.
The 1-2 coming back. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Strikeout number 9 for Ava Schill. It is, though, a productive inning for the Cardinals as they get 2 hits. They score 2 runs. They do commit the error in the inning and leave 1 on. Your score here from Goodman Diamond in Madison. Assumption 3 and Thorp 2. Royals coming up. Bottom of the 4th inning right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970, in 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love Home Furniture. West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Chili Implement, located just west of Marshfield in Chili, is your Kubota dealer in central Wisconsin. Big or small, Chili Implement has all the best equipment waiting for you. From farm tractors to lawn care, plus work and have fun in a Kubota side-by-side. Choose Chili Implement for your parts and service too. Chili Implement, open Monday through Saturday to serve you and 24/7 online at chiliimplement.com. Royals in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 9-1-2. Maddie Abbott leading off, left fielder for Assumption, and sees a ball come in from Trista Leach. Anna Schooley, Kristen Casey in the 1-2 spots, all due up. This one is hit into shallow center field, and coming on and making the catch in center, Izzy Haas for out number 1.
You know, Jason, for our viewers at home, you're getting high-quality scoreboard updates as I've now figured out the hits in the air. So you're welcome. My apologies that it took me so long.
You're welcome.
And again, the other thing about it is for Thorp is I'm pretty impressed that they've gone ahead and settled in. They really look like they've taken kind of the punch and that they're ready to play with Assumption.
So back to the top of the order. Another one sent to the ice cream stand. This one by Anna Schooley. Again, for those of you not familiar with Goodman Diamond, most folks enter from the east side. There's a parking garage to the south and east of the diamond, and you walk in through the main gate. You walk past a couple of booths. One of them is an ice cream truck that sits there, and it has been completely under attack by foul balls that go over the first base grandstands and being peppered with softballs today. No balls, 2 strikes now to Schooley. Here's the 0-2 from Leach, and that one misses low.
Jason, the only thing I'll say is that I disagree with you. Most folks apparently walk up to the press box right past where we're sitting.
First they go here.
Before they go ahead and walk back to the ice cream stand. That would be the only thing I would add to that.
High traffic up here. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. It's a pass ball, though, on the 3rd strike, and it's going to be a runner for the Royals. Paul, tell us what happened.
I think this is really heads-up play by Anna Schooley. That ball is an outside pitch that hit the dirt. Anna took a swing at it, whether she knew it was a bad pitch or not. It got past the catcher, and on a called 3rd strike with nobody occupying first base, you have an opportunity to go ahead and advance. So at that point, the catcher either has to tag you or throw you out at first. Unfortunately for Thorp, she was not able to do that, so you have a strikeout with a runner on base for Assumption, and they'll take the base runner.
It is the 2nd strikeout for Trista Leach today. It does go down as a strikeout on her stat line. For those of you keeping score at home, as a strike is pumped in against the catcher, Kristen Casey. Casey today a single, a walk, 2 stolen bases, and a run scored from your catcher.
An interesting anomaly is we talked about what the state record for strikeouts was, and it actually turns out to be it was 21, right?
Yeah,
no, 22 actually. 22.
Was it 22? Okay. Yeah, 22. And Casey watches that one go outside, and it's going to be a stolen base as Schooley's on the move on the pitch. And into scoring position on the swipe of second is Schooley.
Kristen's 2nd steal today, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, we're talking about how do you strike out 22 in a ball game? Do you either get to extra innings, or you have a situation like that where you get the pass ball, the strikeout, but you don't record the out at first.
It is the first stolen base for Schooley, as it's the first time she's been on base.
I'm sorry,
as it turns
was Kristen
out.
that had it.
That's
2nd
right.
stolen base for the Royals.
Third stolen base. Yep. Casey's had 2. Schooley's had 1. In the where I come from, that's 3.
I'm spilling soda and taking pictures. My apologies at home. Long story short, Royals just stole the base. We're moving on.
Runner on second with 1 out. Here's the pitch to Casey. Slaps it foul, and that'll be out of play into a section of Royals fans that ducked and scattered. Nobody was trying to catch that ball down there.
I'm going to specifically call it Andy Kavanaugh, who was down there and went ahead and totally wimped out on that. Andy, you got to be better. I've seen you yell at Ari, telling her that she needs to get in front of that ball. We're going to talk later. So
Casey now with the count at 2-2. Here's the pitch from Leach. Another slap. This is into left field and misplayed out there. It's going to be an error in left field as Drost lets the ball go by her. It'll easily score Schooley. Around comes Casey. There's a play at the plate, and safe is the call. Everybody scores. Casey on the error comes around. It was a close play, though, at home, Mr. Paul Jaglinski.
Again, Kristen slapped that ball almost directly down the left field line. Unfortunately for the left fielder, that ball kept curving away from her, if you will, drifting away from her. She missed it and went all the way to the fence. And with Kristen Casey's speed, Coach Nelson thought he was going to take advantage of it, and Kristen went ahead and was able to turn that into, we're going to call that a single with a 3-base error?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it certainly is. So, again, for those of you scoring along at home, no RBI for Casey. It doesn't quite matter. Schill hits it softly with a lot of backspin on the infield, and the ball is missed. It's not caught at first, so it's an E3 as the ball was thrown across by Frankowitz. It would have been a close play, but Hansen not able to corral it, and Schill on via the E3.
So we've got Schill back on first base.
Yep.
Score is now 5-2.
Yep.
That is Thorp's 2nd error of the ball game. We're going to go ahead and get that score stat updated here.
Back-to-back errors on back-to-back at-bats. Now the shortstop, Claire Nelson. as the Royals pick up the 2 they gave up in the top half of the inning, and Nelson a big swing and a miss.
I was on the field for Claire's last at bat in the 3rd inning. That first ball she hit down to right field was about 180 feet, and she smoked it.
Yeah, it went right in the corner on that foul ball. Yeah, and Nelson swinging for the fences again. Here's the 0-1 from Leach. Another big swing, but got way under it and pops it up to the catcher. And Nelson goes down on the pop out right behind, almost right in the right-hand batter's box. Hit it about 30 feet in the air and just on a massive swing, got completely underneath the ball.
Coach Nelson might be sore as he watched Claire go ahead and swing. You saw him dip his shoulder just like Claire did on that one.
And Smith steps to the plate. Leach blows the first pitch past her. No balls and 1 strike.
Charlie in his patented short windbreaker tuxedo that he normally wears everywhere.
Very nice. The 0-1 from Leach. Swung on and missed. Nelson, Dad Nelson there just tilts his head back in frustration on the big swing and a miss by Lydia.
Again, last inning.
Sorry if I said, no, it is Claire.
No, it's Macy. It's Macy Bullard. Or by Lydia Smith. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Lydia Smith is at the plate. You're correct.
Yeah, it is. They got it wrong on the big board there, so that made me pause for a second.
I'm telling you, it's late for everybody. The big board's taking a look at it. We're spilling soda. You're falling for fake strike threes. It's been a tough inning here.
The 0-2 from Leach is popped up. Hey, here we go. Oh, man, right off the light there. Man, I had a really good shot at it. But as it bounced about 20 feet over my head. But that was the closest one we've seen here. And I never had a shot at it. I can't jump like that.
I'm not going to lie to you, folks at home. Jason had the skills and totally wimped out on it. Just calling Jason out on this so you're aware.
That is not true at all. I was the first out of my chair up here with my hands up in catching position. I was in ready stance, man. Come on.
Let's reset. So there's no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Lydia Smith is at the plate.
Okay.
Ava Schill is at first. Royals are ahead 5-2 in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yep. Cardinals score 2 in the top of the inning, and the Royals come right back with 2 of their own here in the 4th and looking for more. But Smits is going to have to climb out of an 0-2 hole as Leach now turns and fires outside for a ball, and setting up to Claw set up outside the zone trying to get Smits to chase. She did not.
One of the things we always talk about on the hoop side of it, how do champions respond? They put up 2 at the top of the inning, you put up 2 in the back. That's a championship response right there.
1-2, and I won't get faked out this time, but Smits jumped out of the way, but it is called a ball this time. So Smits, I've learned my lesson on that action. Count even now at 2 apiece. Here's the 2-2. Off-speed pitch, and Smits goes down swinging for the 3rd out of the inning. But as Paul just said a minute ago, the Royals come back with 2 runs, and we have completed 4 innings of play from Goodman Diamond. Assumption leads Thorp 5-2 right here on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, this is Van Patrick Oates from Rapids Awards and More. People ask, what is the more part of Awards and More? Well, that means that we're more than just an award store. We engrave glass, wood, plastic, guns, Yeti cups, medals, knives, and so much more. We're located on the web at awardsandmore.us. And if you're in the Wisconsin Rapids area, visit our physical store at 1210 Pepper Avenue or check us out on Facebook. Rapids Awards and More than just awards.
Top of the 5th inning here from Goodman Diamond, 8-9-1 due up for Thorp, Trista Leach, Jasmine Stratton, and Ava Teclaw. Polito's Pizza, home of the Big Slice, with locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Rothschild, and in Wisconsin Rapids. Right after the game, everybody should head down to Polito's right after we're done with this game here. Too bad we can't. They're too far away for us, but you in Wisconsin Rapids certainly go down to Polito's Pizza, because check this out. Polito's Pizza is open 7 days a week at 11 a.m. and Polito's Pizza is open late on Friday and Saturdays to satisfy your after-party pizza craving. Go to Polito's Pizza in Wisconsin Rapids after this game, because I told you so, as the first pitch is belted by Leach right back up the box, a leadoff base hit for the Cardinals.
Leach did a really nice job just staying in, staying patient. She kept her hands inside on an inside fastball and just went ahead and was able to drive that up the middle of the field.
Katie says they should just give Jason the ball at this point. Katie, rest assured, I will be leaving here with the ball.
Courtesy runner at first for Thorp.
Courtesy
Now
runner
batting third
for
baseman
the Thorp
Jasmine
Cardinals.
Stratton.
Tell me that number again, Paul.
Number 23.
23 is Shiley Zarza. Thank you. So Zarza running for the pitcher Leach. And this is the third baseman, Jasmine Stratton. And Stratton sees a strike come in from Schill.
And again, for those of you that are scoring this at home, that is a courtesy runner because she came in and ran for the pitcher, not a pinch runner. Again, does not count as or against your entry or re-entries.
And on the run is our runner. And again, that is, I get the memory of a snail apparently. Zarza with a stolen base and runner in scoring position for the Cardinals.
So it's interesting, Jason. This is the third game that I've watched Assumption play in the playoffs, and you've seen Blair Taylor, you've seen Thorp, and we saw, I think it was Ithaca, go ahead and steal a base on Kristen Casey. Not something that you normally see in the Marewood South, where she's got a reputation of throwing out so many runners that not a lot of folks kind of challenge her. So again, Thorp getting aggressive, trying to understand that they need to go ahead and keep up with this high-powered Royals offense.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Schill to Stratton. Here it is, high for a ball. And again, I don't know if this is strategy or if Schill is just a little bit off right now, but she has thrown a lot of balls very high. Casey's had to come all the way out of her crouch, and not only in a standing position, but in a reaching up position to snag those balls, keep them from going to the backstop. Count now 2 balls, 2 strikes, and swung on a miss as Stratton goes down. Strikeout number 10 for Ava Schill.
There's the first out of the inning for Schill, so we've got a runner on second base, 1 out, and here comes the top of the Thorp lineup.
Again, runner on second is Shaylee Zarza, freshman for manager Kurt Reiner, who's down in the third base coach's box right now, talking to his runner and talking to his batter, the catcher, Ava Teclaw. Teclaw stands in, hits this one right to Schill on the line drive, and Zarza gets back in time, but the line out Teclaw to Schill for the second out.
Nice play by Ava. It's one of those deals that came off the end of the bat. Wasn't hit super hard, so Ava had a little time to react, but still made a really nice grab in the open field to make sure that ball didn't scoot up the middle of the field and give up a run.
Kelsey says, let's go Thorp, proud Cardinal softball alum, and thank you, Kelsey, for listening to our broadcast tonight. Here is shortstop Lizzie Frankowitz. And Frankowitz, first pitch swing, hits that one off the screen on deck, circle side of the Thorp Cardinals situation. It was Frankowitz hit by pitch in the first inning and singled and scored in the fourth.
When I had them in the sectional over at Emmanuel Lutheran, I was really impressed with Thorp.
Yep. As an umpire.
Yes, you are correct, and my apologies for that. But again, they really put the ball in play, and they put a lot of pressure on the offense. Same thing they're doing to Assumption tonight.
Here's the 0-1 coming back. This one is grounded over to short. Nelson grabs it, fires in time for the third out of the inning. A routine 6-3 ground out for the Royals here as they bring the inning to a close in the 5th inning. It was Trista Leach with a leadoff single, but the runner left stranded in this 5th inning. It'll be the Royals coming up, Vollert, Galbraith, and Colo right after this on Zaleski Sports. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids. As promised, the Assumption Royals coming up here, bottom of the 5th inning. Macy Vollert, Sadie Galbraith, Malia Colo all due up for coaches Charlie Nelson and Rob Schill. And as they do, a reminder, Central Door Solutions serving all of Wisconsin with high-quality garage doors and accessories since 2004. First pitch swinging is Vollert, rolls that one over to second, and the 4-3 put out, 1 up, 1 down.
Jason, I think I just want to take a moment to go ahead and give a shout-out to LeVar Ridgway, your WIAA director. They're putting on a great tournament. Again, many thanks to the WIAA for all the different sports that they run. But, again, playing here at the home of the Badgers, this softball state tournament, my first appearance down here, is just an absolutely outstanding venue.
First pitch swinging is Galbraith. Hits this one into shallow left field. Shortstop Lizzie Frankowitz on the left field outfield grass collects it for out number 2.
When we had a chance to talk to LeVar earlier, one of the interesting things that we realized is not only does he do cross country, but he does both boys and girls soccer. So back-to-back weeks. So he's here. His assistant is down in Milwaukee getting that tournament prep. So a busy couple of weeks for LeVar in the WIAA.
And first pitch swinging is Malia Colo, but that one will land in the concourse and bounce into the Netherland.
Also, one more side thought for the WIA. It was so great to see the track. I'm not sure if you saw the crowd down at WIA track and field.
Yeah.
But it's so
UW
nice to
lacrosse,
get back to normalcy. UW Lacrosse, of course, does a great job. We've had great crowds here today. Again, just great to see us get back to high school sports.
Colo swing and a miss. And again, as we should point out accurately, you and I in particular, normal people like us have stayed normal the whole time. It's the other people that went somewhere else with it. But we'll leave that for a different discussion. No balls, 2 strikes from Leach to Colo. Off-speed pitch, fouls it back. Just got a piece of it.
Jason, that may be the first time that you and I were ever described in a sentence together as normal. So it's kind of impressive. We'll take it, though.
Relatively speaking. Other stuff, yeah, we're way out there. But for that, we were normal. Leach ready, spins the ball in her right hand, now spins it to the plate on the 0-2. And that one just missed for ball 1.
I want to give a quick shout out to Coach Pultz. He's taking his boys down to UW team camp tomorrow. He's listening in on Zaleski.
Okay.
Wants to go ahead and say hello, Coach Pultz. We love you, and good evening, my friend.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That one left outside. You love him. I like him.
Dan Ross, not so much. But, again, neither here nor there.
I like you very much, Coach Pultz. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Colo coming in at 2:04 on the year, has to duck out of the way of that inside pitch, and the count now run full after falling behind 0-2 in the count.
So we talked a little bit earlier in the ballgame about you're not obligated to move out of the box, but you can't duck into a pitch. And that pitch hit her. I think there had been some conversation about ducking into it.
Well, she swung at one way outside the zone. That missed the outside corner by about a foot. Colo was tempted and went after it, and a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3 for Trista Leach, and it's a quiet Royals 5th as they go down in order. Ground out, fly out, strikeout. Cardinals coming up, top of the 6th. Goodman Diamond is the place. Zaleski Sports is it. Back after this.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love Home Furniture. West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Oh, man. What a day to be alive here. The state softball tournament. Goodman Diamond at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, home of the Wisconsin Badgers softball team. This is Division 5, state semifinal number 1. State semifinal number 2 is tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Edgar and Barneveld, the winner here and the winner there, will clash on Saturday. A gold ball on the line. But for now, 5-2 Thorp. This one is far from being decided, as Alexa Hansen swings and misses to start the Cardinals here in the top of the 6th inning. Hansen, Schultze, and LeCan all due up, and Schill pitches high. We will have that Edgar Barneveld game live right here on this YouTube channel at Zaleski Sports tomorrow, pregame about 7:50 a.m.
I know it's going to be an early game, but I'll tell you what, I encourage you to get up and listen to that one, folks. It's going to be a great pitcher's duel.
That one is going to miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. I'm going to have trouble getting up, but as soon as the alarms go off, I'm going to realize it's state softball, and I'm going to be up and at him.
I'll tell you, Edgar with Michaela Workus has got one of the best left-handed pitchers in the state that I've seen, and Barneveld's only got 1 loss in state to ranked Belmont.
2-1 from Schill, misses low. Count now 3 balls, 1 strike. Edgar pitcher, Paul mentioned, Michaela Workus, in 2 sectional games has thrown 2 perfect games, so she brings that streak with her into tomorrow's state semifinal. Again, first pitch 8 a.m. And ball is called a 5-pitch walk, and Hansen aboard to start the Cardinals 6th.
So again, we talked about Ava Schill and how dominating she's been, from a strikeout perspective. But she's also not been super sharp tonight, Jason, where we've normally seen her. She's allowed more base runners than what she has, and I think you really got to credit the Thorp Cardinals. They've been patient. They've timed her up. They've put the ball in play.
And first pitch swing, and this one's going to go foul. Abby Schultze hits that one. Giving good chase, though, down there. I gave it up right away, but Sadie Galbraith did not. She almost chased it down. It did land into the fence. That would have been some kind of catch from Galbraith.
Jason, one of the things we talked about a little bit earlier is that, a typical high school diamond is 200 feet. This is 218 to the valleys. Looks like 225 maybe to the center field.
Yep.
And there's a lot of room down the side. So, again, a lot of ground for the outfielders to cover.
Schultze takes a look at the 0-1 from Schill, and that another pitch high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Schultze today is strikeout and reached by error in that 4th inning and then later scored. Schill only with 2 walks today, or 2 free passes, I should say. 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch. That's been it. 10 strikeouts, though, otherwise. This one fouled straight back. And staying alive is Schultze. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
For those of you not familiar, though, with Ava, a hit by pitch and a walk for her feels like she doesn't have her pinpoint control, but the 10 strikeouts is pretty nice.
Yeah, a couple of handfuls of high pitches, too, would also lead me to believe she's not on her A game right now, but 10 strikeouts is something to be reckoned with. Here's the 1-2 coming back, swung on and missed, and strikeout number 11, snap throw, and back to the bag is Hansen. There is 1 away on the 11th strikeout today, thrown by Ava Schill.
Jason, I had a chance to talk to Coach Schill a little bit about what makes Ava so good, and one of the things that she complimented on is that she's been throwing to Kristen Casey since they've been 9 years old. So that trust between pitcher and catcher really is something that helps fuel Ava's success.
Alexis LeCan now struck out in the 2nd inning. Singled in the 4th, and one comes in low for ball 1. I thought you were going to say that Dad, Rob Schill, said, well, I made her this way.
Well, I can
kind of, right?
I can tell you that there's a lot of time and miles put on from those two, which is great dad and daughter time.
1 ball, no strikes, and swung on and missed. It was a swing that LeCan wished she hadn't pulled the trigger on, but she did. 1 ball, 1 strike. She kind of tilted her head back on the swing, and why did I swing at that?
I do that, but normally because I have a sore back. She did that just because she got fooled on a pitch. So it's all the same. I know that look though.
Schill delivers the 1-1. This one grounded into the Cardinals dugout. Foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That swing looked significantly better. And again, Thorp is doing a really good job getting some timing on Ava, trying to go ahead and just continue to put that ball in play, force the Royals to make some plays in the field.
Runner on first again is Alexa Hansen. Leadoff walk. Schultze struck out. Here's LeCan now on a 1-2 count from Schill. High for ball 2. That one looked more like a planned pitch high. Yeah, that's too bad. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So we'll mention that here a little bit. I got to be careful with what I say, but the 2-2 now. Not that those people are listening to this as a strikeout looking, and LeCan looked a little confused. Schill able to place it perfectly, and strikeout number 12 for Ava Schill. I'll bring up the left fielder, Megan Drost. Kurt Reiner.
Nope, we're going to get a substitute.
Okay,
here.
That's why he's coming in to talk. Okay, so we're going to get a pinch hitter.
Number 23.
This is number 23, and we saw Shaylee Zarza before on a courtesy run. Now Zarza will come in and hit for the left fielder Drost here in the 6th inning.
For those of you just keeping track at home, with Zarza coming into the ball game, your pitcher is still allowed a courtesy runner, but it has to be a player that has not previously played in the ball game.
All right, thank you very much. We'll see if they give us any season stats for Zarza. 23 for 33, our home plate umpire says.
Number 23, Shaylee Zarza.
So that's the official announcement at that point. But 2 outs in the inning, and manager Kurt Reiner just looking for some action, looking to mix it up here a little bit, see if he can get something figured out. Drost had struck out twice, both times looking to Schill, so Coach Reiner, maybe not that difficult of a decision to attempt something new here.
I was just going to say, don't be surprised if this is a ball bunted or slapped at Malia Colo down the third base line, and see if she can use her speed, which she brought in as a courtesy runner, to go ahead and get on first base.
So Zarza swiped and missed on the bunt on the first pitch, now bunts this one foul, and now the bunt will be off as the count is no balls and 2 strikes, and Zarza walks back a little dejected, but picks up the bat and looks down to Coach Kurt Reiner for some instructions. Now she's going to walk towards him and see if she can understand what the mission is, and Coach Reiner will tell her all about it.
So the bunt will be off. So now what she's going to be looking to do, she's going to be looking to go ahead and slap hit, maybe even taking a step more towards the shortstop as opposed to the third baseman, trying to go ahead and put that ball in play, use her speed, similar to what Kristen Casey tried to do in the first inning when she was able to reach base.
Zarza, through 11 at-bats coming into today's game, has 6 hits. That's good enough for a .545 average. Does not quite meet the minimum to be maybe considered, but still, though, .545, has an RBI and 14 runs scored. So here's the 0-2 now from Schill, and swung on and missed. Yeah, the appeal comes down, and strike is the call. So 13th strikeout for Ava Schill. She gives up the leadoff walk in the 6th inning, and then strikes out Schulte, Lacan, and Zarza to bring an end to the Cardinals' 6th inning. Our score remains Assumption 5, Thorp 2. It'll be Abbott, Schooley, and Casey when we come back right after this on Zaleski Sports.
First things first with Midstate Technical College. Dual credit programs earn you college credit in high school. Then choose a path that suits you. Use your skills to start your career or transfer to a university to continue your degree. Choose a new career. Transition easily and quickly by upgrading your skills. Or continue your education with dozens of classes to get you on your path. No matter your stage of the game, your first move is Midstate Technical College.
All right, bottom of the 6th inning here as we are firmly in the 10 o'clock hour. If, though, Paul Jaglinski, you are in Seattle, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8:10 in Seattle right now. A shout-out to Steve Maves, who not able to be here tonight.
Steve Maves, the second best in the business. I obviously have the best producer next to me. You got the A-team broadcasting Assumption Royal softball here in the state sectional final. I'm Paul Jaglinski, joining Jason Zaleski tonight.
Maddie Abbott leads off here in the 9-hole. Left fielder reached by error in the 2nd, flew out to center in the 3rd. And we'll take a look at Trista Leach for the 3rd time here today as the, I guess the NFHS helicopter coming in with a camera view that hopefully works better than their one is right now, as we're being told there is no view at all back at home through the pay-per-view service at the service that's allowed to give you a video has no service at all.
In the bottom of the 6th inning here,
we're being told.
In the bottom of the 6th inning, we've got no outs, 2 strikes on Maddie Abbott. They're looking for a Spectrum insurance run here, I think, Jason.
I think they are. Here it is, and that one misses high. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the left fielder, Abbott. Yeah, that helicopter coming right into the hospital. We are right near, 3 blocks away from the University Hospital here, so that's making a landing behind us. All jokes aside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now strike 3 called as Abbott strikes out for the first time. There is 1 away here in the 6th.
That will bring Anna Schooley up to bat here in this particular ball game. Again, as we referenced Anna early, when she goes ahead and steps into one and can really score one up, Anna's got the ability to knock one out of this park.
Schooley on the year, .534 batting average, scored 34 times, has driven 26, but to Paul's point, slugging percentage of 1.069 is double her average. That is impressive.
I'm not really quite sure, Jason, but that seems pretty good to me.
And fouls another one back.
I'm not really quite sure what goes in the slugging percentages. I just know she hits the ball really hard and really far.
That's what goes into it. It's no balls, 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes to the first baseman, Anna Schooley. Here's the 0-2 from Leach outside. And again, Teclaw setting up on the outside, tempting Schooley, and she's too wise for that school of thought. Come on, I fire off a good joke here for once. Here's the 1-2 now. Leach to Schooley, and Schooley's going to take that one over to short. On the double bounce and out at first is the call. Nice throw from Frankowitz deep in the hole for the 2nd out.
Tell you what, we've seen some outstanding play from our shortstops today. Going back to that Iowa game where we saw a couple outstanding plays, that's a throw from deep in the hole to get the speedy Anna Schooley at first base. Coach Paul's still struggling, by the way, to go ahead and get a video feed for a different subject than what it's worth.
Kristen Casey now. Yeah, well, it's been a source of frustration now for a couple of years, and I think that's where we'll end the conversation. I think everybody knows about it. 2 runs scored today for Casey and 2 stolen bases. Pretty good work. Reach base successfully all 3 at-bats has Casey. Here's the 4th at-bat, and we'll slap this one over to second. Slow roller picked by LeCan, and a very quick 1-2-3 inning for the Cardinals. That's the good news. In other news, Thorp is going to need 3 at least to continue this game on when they come to bat right after this in the top of the 7th on Zaleski Sports.
Don't let pain or mobility issues keep you from enjoying life. Let our physical therapy doctors and our staff at Roberts Physical Therapy help you recover your ability to move easily and live free of aches and pains, providing effective individual treatment plans. Whether you're experiencing problems with balance and mobility, you're experiencing pain in your low back, or you're dealing with any other physical challenges, we'll take care of you. For more information on how we can service your needs, contact us today.
Hi, this is Blake from Mobile Link. I can tint your car, truck, or SUV. I even tint windshields with a film you can't see, but will reduce heat and glare by 43%. We've all seen those do-it-yourself tint jobs that turn purple and start bubbling all over. Not my work. Everything gets tinted by me and inspected before it rolls out the door, including a lifetime warranty. Call Blake at Mobile Link to schedule your appointment today. 715-424-5432.
When the last thing you need to happen does. One of our 17 mobile service trucks from Sherrill Tire and Service Center can get you rolling again. Sherrill Tire and Service Center is your locally owned commercial and farm tire specialist. Find us at SherrillTire.com.
All right, last call for the Thorp Cardinals as we have reached the top of the 7th inning. Cardinals trail by 3, 5-2, and it's 7-8-9 for the Cardinals, and Izzy Haas, the center fielder, sees a strike called as Schill looking for the complete game. Schill's got 13 strikeouts on the night and has her Royals in a 3-run lead, a pretty comfortable lead, you would think, for somebody like Ava Schill.
I would think so, but I really want to credit Thorp and really Assumption in this particular ballgame. This has been a well-played, entertaining ballgame, and I think, definitely a competitive contest, which might be a little bit surprising for some of the folks, given the records of Thorp and given the records of Assumption coming in. But Thorp has really battled hard, and it has been pretty impressive tonight.
2 balls, 1 strike as Casey tried to lift that one up, but the last pitch was low. So the 2-1 now from Schill, and swung on and missed by Haas. Haas has struck out both at-bats, 2nd inning and 4th inning, both strikeouts swinging, and is now on a 2-2 count to lead off here in the top of the 7th. Paul Schill took a step off the slab. Now we'll come home with a 2-2. Swung on a miss. Strikeout number 14 for Ava Schill.
Jason, I was actually just going to make that comment. 14 strikeouts for Ava Schill is such a powerful weapon, in a softball game, because you're not taking that chance of errors, fielding, a bad ball bounce. It's just pitch and catch, and those 14 strikeouts really are it's a dominating performance and probably the difference in this ball game.
Trista Leach reached her last time up in the 5th inning, comes up here in the 7th, and the Cardinals need base runners and starts with a ball. I was going to mention this before. An inning and a half ago, the Edgar Wildcats had seen enough. They had left. They had seen enough of what they needed to prepare for a potential matchup against these Royals, but Edgar needs to beat Barneveld tomorrow for their scouting report tonight to matter. 1-1 the count to Leach.
I can't vouch for Edgar, but it's past my bedtime, so it...
Schill turns, fires high for ball 2.
All I know is that at 10:18, at 10 o'clock, we spilled soda. It went all downhill in terms of after that went. So
1 out in the inning. It was a strikeout to Haas. Leach now, the 2-1 from Schill. This one hit back up the box, and back-to-back at-bats for Trista Leach have equaled base hits.
Again, just a really impressive at-bat, kept her hands low, drove that pitch up the middle. Thorp has really done a great job putting the ball in play and making Assumption go ahead and field it. It's a shame that we got those 14 strikeouts because I think had they been able to put it more in play more often, I think they would be even more competitive on this.
Peyton Reiner is going to come out of the dugout and run for Leach, and that brings up the third baseman, Jasmine Stratton. Stratton also the victim of 2 strikeouts and two plate appearances here tonight, striking out in the 3rd and 5th innings. Now comes up here in the 7th, and again, Paul, I'll let you talk about it after this next pitch, but the mission for the Cardinals is base runner, base runner, base runner, and with 1 out, that is all still in front of them. Here's the pitch from Schill, and that misses for a ball.
So that's the second pitch of the at-bat. I think it's
1-1. It's 1-1.
I think it's 1-1 in terms of where it goes. Yeah, you're 100% right, Jason. Again, if you're Thorp and you're Coach Reiner, that's exactly what you want. You got a runner on first. Now you need to get a runner on second. And at that point, then you're a hit, an error, a swing away from being right in it. And
another one will head out towards the parking garage behind us. I'll tell you, if anybody's standing in that walkway too all day, that is the worst place to stand. The right-handed hitters launching them over the first base grandstands.
I think considering they keep hitting it at the ice cream truck, it must be a rocky road.
Well, it is a rocky, dangerous road back there. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now to the third baseman, Stratton, and another one hit to the ice cream stand. Wow. Highlights of Iola Scandinavia Horicon. This game and tomorrow, Edgar Barneveld. We'll wrap that up all in a neat little package for everybody to watch on a late Friday afternoon. So you'll see all 3 game video highlights on Facebook at Zaleski Sports tomorrow. And the 1-2 comes in, strikeout looking, strikeout number 15 as Stratton is retired.
Again, Jason, I cannot stress enough how impressive Ava Schill is and what a weapon she is. 15 strikeouts, just, again, we talk about when Thorp has been able to get the bat on the ball, good things have happened for them, but they just haven't been able to get enough balls in play against Ava. She's just kind of taking care of business herself.
Top of the order here, Ava Teclaw swings and misses to start her 4th at-bat today. She is 0 for 3 here on the game, and the Cardinals are down to their final out in this 2022 baseball season, or softball season, my apologies. Now no balls and a strike to the catcher Teclaw. Schill looks in, winds and fires. This one grounded right back to Schill on the comebacker, and the Assumption Royals are moving on to a state final. They will play for a chance at a gold ball on Saturday as they have defeated the Thorp Cardinals. Final score here is Assumption 5 and Thorp 2. We will give a congratulations to Thorp Cardinal seniors Trista Leach, Alexis Lacan, Alexa Hansen, Jolene Windle, and Megan Drost on a fine high school athletic career. Congratulations to those ladies. Best of luck to the Thorp Cardinals as they enter now their summer vacation. But again, Paul, the Assumption Royals have a chance for a gold ball on Saturday. They will play tomorrow's 8 a.m. winner between Edgar and Barneveld.
One of the things that I think is first of all, I want to compliment Thorp. They battled hard. I thought they gave Assumption as good of a ball game as they've had all year long. Again, many compliments to Thorp. I think that's a program that obviously is rich in tradition and definitely on the rise. For the Assumption Royals, one of the things I like about it, it's a workmanlike celebration. They understood that they won, but the job's not done yet. So they're going to go ahead and they're going to meet out in the left field. They're going to go ahead and prepare for it, and they're going to prepare to win a state championship. We're playing a state championship game Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, and that game will be broadcast right here on Zaleski Sports. Is that correct?
It absolutely will be on Saturday morning, as I get to have a full weekend in Madison now. Thank you to the Assumption Royals. We very much appreciate that. Yeah, we take a look at our score line as I take a look at our scoreboard out in center field. Assumption scores 2 in the first. They add another in the third. Both teams trade 2 runs in the 4th inning and then scoreless from there as it's a 5-2 final. Assumption with 6 hits and 1 error. Thorp with 4 hits and 2 errors. And the story of the game, Ava Schill, 15 strikeouts to help her Royals take the win here tonight.
A couple other players that I would just call out, Jason, in terms of I thought players that were phenomenal for Assumption tonight. First of all, obviously especially Kristen Casey, I thought was huge at the dish.
Yeah.
In that 5th inning, it was her shot down the left field line, and then her hustle that put 2 runs on the board for Assumption. I think being up 5-2 versus 3-2 is a huge swing in this game. I thought that Macy Vullert had a really huge hit that knocked in Claire Nelson in the 3rd inning, which is what accounted for the run. So I thought the freshman stepped up, well and played a very solid effort. And in general, I would say that I think that the energy that the Royals brought just in general, where I thought the coaching staff and the players just did a really nice job of staying balanced when they had that earlier lead, when they got challenged a little bit, even staying composed down the stretch. Overall, just a very solid effort, including by Lydia Smith, who got the Royals started with a huge single in that 1st inning.
As I mark on my book here, the very last box, Ava Teclaw on the comebacker, the 1-3 putout for the 3rd out of the 7th inning, and ends our game. And again, you are listening to the Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Nasonville Dairy, fresh cheese curds made daily. You get your cheese curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield and in Curtis, and at NasonvilleDairy.com. And again, quick preview. I think we can give a preview here. We're seeing if we can get Coach Charlie Nelson to come up here, and so stay tuned, folks. If you're listening, keep listening. We're gonna keep talking here, and hopefully we can get Chuck up here to give us some post game comments. But we'll start to preview tomorrow's 8 a.m. game, a game that is too early in the morning, but this is what it is. It's something I'm looking forward to and not looking forward to all at the same time. The 3rd seed Edgar makes its first ever appearance at state after placing runner-up to Assumption in the South Division of the Merriwood Conference during the regular season. The Wildcats advanced through the Stevens Point sectional, culminating with a convincing 11-0 win over Sevastopol in the final. And Barneveld is seated 2nd in this bracket. They are the Golden Eagles and also experiencing the state tournament for the first time. They are the champions of the East Division of the Six Rivers Conference, and their first advance to the state finals comes with a 4-0 win over Pecatonica in the Belmont sectional final. So we get Edgar and Barneveld tomorrow, and as Paul mentioned Edgar a couple of times, including Michaela Workus, the left-hander, who threw 2 perfect games last week in a sectional semi and a sectional final. So she's got quite a streak coming into this one. And Barneveld, a little bit out of our area. So I think it's, from what I've understood about Barneveld, it's just a classic 2-3 matchup tomorrow, a 50-50, and a 50-50 that everybody should tune in and listen tomorrow. Again, that game will be broadcast right here on this YouTube channel, right here at Zaleski Sports, as Coach Charlie Nelson is on his way. So don't go anywhere as our Nasonville Dairy postgame show continues. Jags is going to give Charlie his headset when Coach Nelson comes up here. So our Nasonville Dairy postgame show continues. Again, Nasonville Dairy, fresh cheese curds made daily, NasonvilleDairy.com. Get your cheese curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, in Curtis, and NasonvilleDairy.com. As Coach Nelson, he's trying to escape the stadium right now, escape the field of play. He came over to the 3rd base gate and couldn't figure out how to work it. So he has spied a wide open gate up the 1st base line, and now then the other trick after that, Paul, is now he's got to weave his way around all the people trying to leave, and I'll put Paul's microphone back on, and all the people giving him congratulations. But Charlie Nelson, coach of the Assumption Royals, is on his way, I promise.
I'm not going to lie to you. When I got down in the field to go ahead and take some pictures, I had some problems navigating myself and understanding Coach Nelson and his mobility. It does not surprise me that he's going to be up here. Actually, I can see him down below us, so he's getting right up here where he needs to be.
He's getting it figured out? Okay, we'll turn the microphone off for now. You can get ready to we're going to talk to Coach Charlie Nelson here of the Assumption Royals. Again, his Royals winners 5-2 over the Thorp Cardinals tonight, and you're watching the Nasonville Dairy postgame. You're listening to the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy, fresh cheese curds made daily, NasonvilleDairy.com. Get your cheese curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, and online at NasonvilleDairy.com. We are joined now by Assumption Royals head coach Charlie Nelson. Coach, I think we got to start with this. Ava Schill, 15 strikeouts, doing a big part here, leading your team to a 5-2 win tonight.
Yeah. I thought she had a really nice rhythm in the first couple. was off kilter a little bit for one inning, but really recovered, and 15 Ks will help your defense a little bit.
Yeah, 15 strikeouts, a pair of walks, one hit by pitch, one traditional walk, and was Ava was really testing the upper parts of that strike zone. Tell us about maybe the game plan to the best you can here. I know you've got some strategy. You got a game on Saturday, but talk about what Ava was attempting to do through some of those pitch sequences.
Really just trying to get ahead early in the count and then play on the edges. I mean, that's pretty much the most standard soft. It sounds like a canned answer, but it really is the most standard softball thing. Get ahead early and try and play on the edges when it matters.
Again, we're talking to Assumption Royals coach Charlie Nelson here. Kristen Casey had another very fine game, 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, a couple of stolen bases. Kristen Casey from the plate, really a leader on your team.
Yeah, she sets the tone so well. Her speed really plays. We weren't able to get on in front of her tonight, which kind of limited her with some of our short game stuff, but she did such a good job of putting the ball in play. Big start there in the first inning, getting on base, getting a swipe, and then moving on from there. Not to mention her catching was outstanding as usual.
Yeah, that unfortunately for me goes without saying, but I'm glad you said it because it does need to be said sometimes. Thorp does get 2 runs in the 4th inning. A fielding miscue out there led to a couple of those. What can you work on? Do you need to work on something like that tomorrow? It's not a short turnaround, but what can you do about those type of things this late in the season?
Well, honestly, this was not our best game this year offensively. We had a little bit of the bright light look in our eyes, and that's okay. I mean, it's the first time here for all these girls, and you're playing on the Badgers field, and it's a big game, and, it doesn't got to be pretty to count. And we'll get the nice thing about having tonight's game is we get a day off tomorrow. We'll get a practice in, and, I'll expect them to be a little less nervous coming in. We'll have more of a set pattern of how we do things, how it's going to go, and honestly, we're playing for a state championship on Saturday. What else matters? We're coming home where we wanted to be no matter what. So we're gonna treat it like a bonus.
I want to talk to you about that in just a minute. First, though, let's talk about the lights. To the best of my knowledge, you haven't played under the lights at all this year, so that was brand new. Did you and the girls think about that? Did you talk about that, what the lights would do, and something you haven't done all year?
We discussed it, and we thought about going out and working under the lights this week at our park, but honestly, the lights at our park are nothing like this. This is daylight. It's as good as playing here during the day. I was less worried about the lights than the game time. We don't play a lot of 8:30, 9 o'clock start times in the Merriwood. So, we tried to adjust our schedule as best we can. I'm hoping that we have so many tournament or travel ball players that on Saturday they'll be used to the 8 a.m. games. We get those a lot.
Yeah, I tell you right now, you have not had an 8:49 first pitch this season. You have not had an 8 a.m. first pitch. That'll be your Saturday first pitch for a state championship game. Gold ball on the line. But before you get there, Edgar and Barneveld are going to play tomorrow morning. I'm sure you're going to be here. Give us kind of some scouting. The last question, we'll let you off the seat here. But what are you and the coaches looking for when you watch a game like that?
We're familiar with Edgar. They're really good. Workus is an excellent pitcher. She'll push you to have good at bats. We had a great battle with them up there, both games. And Barneveld, from what I understand, I'll get to see tomorrow, but they have an excellent pitcher as well. I mean, you get this far in the year, there really isn't bad pitching, and it usually comes down to just a couple little things. Like tonight, our 2 outs hitting, I think we scored 3 of our 5 runs with 2 outs. So things like that matter when it matters. Coach
Charlie Nelson, thanks for joining us. Thanks for warming your way up here. I know that was a bit of a challenge, and we thank you for that. Good luck on Saturday.
We appreciate you guys.
All right, Coach is going to turn the microphone back over to Paul Jaglinski as we will put finishing touches. Paul, I have talked enough today. I'm going to let you wrap up and sign us off. Jason Zaleski here, turning it over to Paul Jaglinski for final words from Goodman Diamond on this Thursday night.
Well, I guess I'd first like to go ahead and thank everybody that listened and thank all of our sponsors. It was awesome to be able to go ahead and bring you state tournament action for free thanks to our sponsors. So again, please make sure that you're taking an opportunity to go out and patronize and visit those businesses and support those businesses because that's what makes this all possible. Second of all, I think today we had an opportunity to go ahead and see multiple great ball games, and I want to congratulate all the student athletes because, again, you had a chance to play at the state tournament on the Goodman Softball Complex Diamond, which is pretty outstanding. And then finally, I want to go ahead and just compliment Coach Nelson, Coach Schill, congratulate the Royals soccer sectional team as, again, another great day for Assumption, and looking forward to go ahead and joining everybody once again tomorrow morning as we bring you the other Division 5 softball sectional as the Edgar Wildcats take on the Barneveld Eagles. And we'll be back tomorrow morning on air at about 7:50 for an 8 o'clock first pitch. Looking forward to going ahead and seeing everybody then. So for Jason Zaleski and Zaleski Sports, we thank you for joining us and hope everybody has a great night.